Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Alphawisdom. I'm Mystic Cassandria. We're continuing with the minor marks. And today you will be pleased because we have a positive sign that always works. You can count on it. If there is a problem with maybe another mark, okay, and that is the square. So let's get started. All right. And of course, to your left, you see the list of marks that we have covered or going to be covering. So off to the right, this side, this is the square. I'm sure you've seen it before. We've talked about it before, but we're going into a little more depth to find out what is the rest that we need to know. All right, here we have, of course, the lifeline. And this square on it. Okay, so that's what the square looks like. Squares formed by four independent lines that create a rectangular and can be a specific formation, or it may be made accidentally by lines crossing each other. In other words, if this is on any line, because that line is moving in a particular direction, it looks like it may be, when you first look at it, you may not recognize it as a square, or you think it's part of the line that's moving through it, but that's the square. Okay. All right, first off, let's find out what its purpose is. This indicates difficulty or uneasy transition, but we get through them with a feeling of protection during a stressful period of change or greater responsibility. So that's saying whatever the issue is you're going through, when you see the square, it's letting you know it's okay. You're going to get through this fine. All right. It can reveal a special talent or ability, the nature of which depends on its location on the palm. And we will get into locations momentarily. Either way, it is usually favorable and is always a sign of preservation. So much you can depend on when you see the square. Okay, if it occurs over a break in a line, that is, the line is broken, I left a piece of it open for you here. Whatever the difficulty, the person will come through it safely. So whether there's a break or not, you're going to be fine. Always examine the line after such a difficulty occurs. If the line remains strong, and each time I'm giving you strong lines afterwards. If the line remains strong, there may be after effects, but there should be a recovery. That is, if let's say you were sick pretty bad, because this is the lifeline. And it's like a bumpiness afterwards, but as you proceed, everything gets better and better and better. Okay? The square will have done its part to help preserve as much as possible. Now, we're going on to the next page. Now, here we have squares on mounts. They like to be in this area, in addition to being on lines. Okay? All right. A square on any mount helps protect the person from any excess implied in the mount. For example, this is Jupiter. Jupiter means abundance. It also means ego. It means success. Always good things with Jupiter. It's like the mount of plentifulness. All the things you want, your desires met. But then, of course, you know that's the ego. You get carried away there. All right? So when the mount is there, when the square is on the mount, it protects you from any excess. You don't get too carried away. All right. So more specifically now, the square on the Jupiter mount indicates a teacher, someone who has teaching abilities. So it's called the teacher square, for it confers an instinctive ability to lead and instruct. And some lawyers have squares on their palm, so they have the ability to instruct, to advise. All right, so let's go to another one, this one. When it's on the Saturn mount, it maintains balance. All right, when it's on the Apollo mount, it suggests a traditional outlook in the arts. When it's on the Mercury mount, here's Mercury, it confers the gift of effortless communication. Wouldn't that be wonderful to have it there? No problems in communication. The words just come out well said. Very, it could be abundantly, but they come out as though you had rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed. It's just so natural. That's wonderful. Okay? Now, if this is a perfectly formed square just inside, but not touching the lifeline on the Mount of Venus, here it is. This is your thumb ball, as indicated here. This is Venus Mount. This represents a part of life spent shut away from others. Well, that can be found out why that is the case. Because if you examine the rest of the hand, looking at the rest of the hand could show the nature of this confinement, why this is happening. Okay? So that is the Jupiter, Mercury, Apollo, Saturn, and Venus mount. So we don't have to say, well, it's just on a line. It can be almost anywhere on the hand. And it's always a good thing. It's always joy when you have a square, because we usually see it behind a line, on a line behind what have been islands galore. But if you see a square, fear not, you're getting better. Okay? So we're going to end it here. I'm not going to keep you very long today. And we will continue with, on tomorrow, a tassel. That's not so positive. It tells the truth, but I didn't want to go into that today. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Give a thumbs up if you like this, you understood it. Share, and of course, subscribe. Thanks so much. Take care. Love yourself. Love and light. Bye.